What if Pepsi and Peeps had a baby? Hey folks, I got the chance to try a Marshmallow Peeps flavored version of Pepsi, so I thought I would pull my lights and camera out of their dusty bags and try it on video. You may be asking, where the heck did this weird cola concoction come from? Well, a few months ago, Pepsi and Peeps announced they were doing a crossover with a Peeps-flavored Pepsi beverage, but it would only be available to people who entered a drawing for it by making an embarrassingly shilly post on Instagram or Twitter, complete with cringy hashtags. By the way, this video is not sponsored in any form, which is good because the Peeps company tried to screw its employees out of their pensions, and Pepsi, well, I still haven't forgotten about this. But if there's one thing I love, it's anything with marshmallow in it. Marshmallow-filled hearts on Valentine's Day, marshmallow-filled eggs at Easter, marshmallow-filled Karl Marx on Labor Day. I even once caught feels for a woman on our second date, this is totally true, because she taught me how to make my very own marshmallow topping. I would tell you how the rest of the relationship went, but I don't want to marsh your mellow. And look, I like the occasional peep, I enjoy the occasional sip of Pepsi, but what I'm really a sucker for is limited edition varieties of pre-existing products. For instance, I don't eat M&Ms very often, but if I were to find out there was, I don't know, an orange vanilla cream variety of M&Ms, well, then suddenly I would literally perish if I didn't get to experience that total mistake of an abomination. So when Pepsi announced they were releasing not just a limited edition variety of their product, but also one that was marshmallow flavored, well, suddenly I was actually willing to finally embarrass myself on social media. But you know what? It paid off. Yesterday I found a package at my door and I somehow immediately knew what it was. That's right, I won the prize, which turned out to be a small package of Peeps and 3 baby cans of marshmallow cola. It makes sense that Pepsi owns Doritos because they sent a box this big, and yet this much of it is just air. But anyway, here is one of the cans. And since you'll never get to taste this product, I thought you might want to know what I think it tastes like. Lucky you. Before I start, there are probably a few of you out there that are thinking, or maybe you've even commented about, the fact that they made a Peeps-flavored Pepsi and didn't call it Peepsy. It was right there! Well, okay, if you feel that way, I agree. I tweeted about that, and many thousands of others tweeted about that. Though you are very uniquely clever, and so am I. I think I know why that might be, and while I can't confirm this and I'm not claiming empirical knowledge, I was contacted by someone on Twitter when I was tweeting about all this stuff who claims to have insider knowledge of the situation. And they claimed that the Peeps people wanted to call it Peepsy, but the Pepsi people said no. I guess they didn't want to create brand confusion, you know, beyond a crossover with a company that invites you to simulate biting the head off of a flightless bird. So its official name seems to be Pepsi X Peeps, or Pepsi times Peeps. Both very good. Now, in preparation for this video, I googled around to see what container is used by the people who professionally taste test colas. And unfortunately, my results were inconclusive. But that's okay. Professional taste testers are weirdos anyway. Look at this guy that gets paid to taste test ice cream.
That top note, that cream, pure vanilla, sweeteners.
All right. I've cleansed my palate. I'm smelling the bouquet. Pepsi X Peeps. Going in. It's all right. Okay, first off, it's very sweet. That's not really a surprise. This has a comparable amount of sugar. Siri, how many teaspoons of sugar is 26 grams? The equivalent of 6.3 teaspoons of sugar. And also I hear contains some liquid. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. I gotta say, I really love things that taste like marshmallow. And like, okay, listen, you snobs, I'm not saying the actual plant from a marsh that was like discovered in Egypt in ancient times and they boiled it with honey. I'm talking about the highly artificial take on whatever flavor marshmallow must have been that we've got now. I don't know why it's good, but it's good. Now, part of why marshmallow is so good is the texture. You know, in Rocky Road ice cream, the ice cream's one texture, the almonds are another texture. If you're lucky, there's chocolate chips in there. But then the marshmallow gives it this weird chew. That's not present here. And that's probably good. I don't really want my Pepsi to have much chew to it. But it tastes like if somebody took a regular baby can of Pepsi and put like one Lucky Charms marshmallow in it and let that dissolve. Maybe not even that much. It's just like the marshmallow is this afterthought. Almost like if you tasted it and didn't know what it was supposed to be. Did it get slightly marshmallow in here? I wanted it to be an overpowering flavor of marshmallow. Anyway, I wish I had a hotter take. On one hand, I wish it were like much yummier and much more like, oh my god, the marshmallow soda I've wanted my whole life. I'll mix it with things and have weird cocktails. It's not that. I'm not upset that I won't be able to go and buy this at the store. Because it's just so, the marshmallow is so subtle, it almost doesn't come through at all. And it makes me wonder, like, were they gonna release this as a product and they had now this is extremely, like the other person that told me the thing about Peeps, they seemed to believe what they were saying and I kind of bought it even though I cannot verify it. The thing I'm about to say is pure speculation. Seems like Pepsi and Peeps developed some kind of agreement to do a collaborative beverage. And then it just turned out they were like, we really can't get this to taste right unless the Peeps is barely noticeable. So we're not going to put this on store shelves. Let's just give it away as part of a sweepstakes. And that's kind of what they did. And that's weird. It's slightly better, a little bit flatter and a little bit closer to room temp. They say you're supposed to taste test things at room temp. But like Pepsi, I don't know. Nobody wants a warm Pepsi, but yeah, the marshmallow really... I've been doing that thing that guy does in that video. I'm sure it sounds gross, unless you're into ASMR, but... yeah, that's just tasting the same stuff in HD. Well, it's empty now. Maybe some weirdo on eBay will buy it from me. For a lot of money. Anyway, that was that. Thanks for watching. If you're regular fans of my channel, I'm not coming back to do regular content, but like I said, I will be doing occasional content throughout 2021. At some point, I'd like to do another season like I did in season 12. So please like, subscribe, comment, and tell me, what would you cross over with Pepsi? Also, if you're new to my channel, check out the playlist on my channel page. I do all kinds of other video content. I also designed a game called Use Your Words. It's kind of a Jackbox style comedy party game. I also do a game show podcast of shockingly personal questions called Question Box, and information about all that is in the video description below. Okay, bye. Oh my god. Now that tastes good.